Hi there everyone. I thought we'd kind of pick up from where we left after the first video and just take ourselves through some gentle stretches that we can do in the morning, some gentle movements, just checking in with how we feel. Remember, we never force our body. We always just coax it, invite it rather than pushing it. And the idea is whatever position we're in, we try to feel that resistance and we stay there. We work with that. We don't push through anything. So just be very gentle with ourselves, okay? So I'm going to do something a little bit different today. We haven't got any equipment, proper equipment. No mat, no bolster, no blocks, no straps, because I know that not everybody has those at home. So the idea is to find things we have at home that we can use quite easily, hopefully. So let's get started. So no mat means that we're not restricted to where we sit on the floor or we move our bodies. I have got here a little picnic blanket, which will serve very well as a little bolster, a little support. I have a ball, just a 99p ball from a gas station, that may come in handy. I have a belt, come in a pair of shorts. I didn't particularly like the belt, so that's going to work as my strap today. You could also use a scarf. I have that here as well, so if you didn't have any belts that you didn't particularly like, you could use a scarf to do the lengthening through our legs. And of course we have towels, we have blankets, cushions, all sorts of things that we can use if we need them. So be aware of the equipment that you have at home without having to purchase particularly expensive ones. So we're going to start by lying down on the floor. Again, wherever you feel. We don't have a mat to kind of make sure we're in the same place. I'm just trying to make sure you can see me, that's all. Perfect. So we're going to lie down. I'm just going to do it this way, then you can hear me a bit more maybe. Perfect. I'm going to put my right foot through that strap. Just taking the right hand up if you can. You can hold it with both hands, but if you can, just the right hand. We can bring that left hand onto this left hip. We're going to either keep the left leg bent or we can fully extend it. We're going to bend the right knee a few times, lengthening it up to the ceiling. I'm holding the strap, but I'm not putting it. There's just the weight of my arm doing that. So we just take a few moments here, just checking out, again, feeling the tightness. I'm trying to straighten the leg without locking that knee in. Keeping the left hand on the left hip, we can just take that knee a little bit over to the right hand side. Again, extending out through that heel. Drop the toes down towards the ground maybe. Slowly coming back to centre, maybe just soften and extend it up. And then just change the hands over. Take the left hand to the strap. That right thumb is going to go into that hip crease. I don't know if you can see, I'm always kind of pushing the thigh bone away a little bit and just bringing the leg across the midline of your body. Now we're getting right into that IT band. If you've done a lot of walking recently, that you may feel it there. Slowly bend the knee, bring it back up to the ceiling with it. Now we're going to walk our hands up, coming up, doesn't matter how high, so maybe you may be able to touch your toes, doesn't matter if you can't. As you exhale, bring the head and shoulders down. Allow the hands to slide down the strap as much or as little as you need to. And just take a few breaths. Again, the weight of your arms bring you into this new best place, as we call it. Feeling the stretch, draw the toes right down, really reach up through that heel. You can feel the calf muscles as well. If you haven't already extended out through the left leg, let's do that now. And then slowly just release the strap. And in your own time, just gently allow that right leg to come right the way down to the ground. Let it take its time. Some of you may get that weird sense that it's just falling into a bit of a hole. It feels longer, leaner, lower into the ground almost. And then just allow that kind of buzzing and tingling, that lovely flow of the energy. Feel the muscles just kind of buzzing. Bending up through both legs. A few little pelvic tilts here maybe. Just check out how that lower back, the lumbar spine feels. And then we go to the other side. So we're just going to bring our strap around the bottom of your left foot. Again, get nice and comfortable, draw the chin in, right leg can stay bent, maybe extended as we did on the other side. And if you can, just let this left arm be heavy, right? You're holding the strap, we're not putting it in, Just holding the strap there. Lifting up as much as you can, bending the knee a few times, extending it away, making sure we haven't jammed anything. Keep the right hand on the right hip, whether it's extended or not, so that as we take the leg over to the left, we're making sure that right hip stays stable. Slowly and gently come back to centre, maybe release it again, up to the ceiling. Take the right hand now on the strap. Again, remember this left thumb is going to go into that left hip crease. You almost kind of push that thigh bone away a little bit as you take the left leg across the midline. I always feel this a bit more on this side. This is my tight side. Breathe into it. Remember, we feel the resistance and we stay there. Bend the knee as you come back, extend it up. Head and shoulders off the ground. Walking up again, maybe you can touch your toes, doesn't matter if you can't. Slowly head and shoulders back down, allowing the hands to come down the strap as much as you need them to. Extend out through both heels. If your right leg is bent, if it's straight, if it's still bent, it's fine. And then slowly just release the strap, extend out through both heels. Now let's straighten that right leg if it wasn't already, and slowly lower the left leg down. Take your time, don't be in a rush, don't let it fall down, be in control of it. And again, notice if you get that imbalance on this side now. Now the left leg feels lower, leaner, softer somehow. Again, take a few moments, allow that buzzing, that tingling, that sparkling now of the legs as the energy begins to flow. Bending through both legs, a few little pelvic tilts. Just checking how you feel. Now we can casually sway those knees a little bit from left to right. Again, we can make it a gentle rocking, one butt cheek and the other. You can go a bit deeper if you feel that you'd like to. Again, if we listen to our body, then every movement we make will be perfect for it. Come back to centre. Just take a few moments here. Maybe rest your hands on the lower ribs, on the belly a little bit. So as you draw your awareness into your breath, you can feel that very subtle movement through your hands. Draw the chin in as well. Get that lovely stretch in the back of your neck. And take a few moments to go inside. How do you feel? Are you even in your body today? Feel the ribs moving gently, feel the belly expanding and contracting with your breath. Staying connected. Draw the knees in, maybe one at a time to make sure the lower back feels okay. Lifting up through the head and shoulders, curling up like a little ball maybe. You can leave your head and shoulders on the ground, just do a few circular motions, massaging now through the whole of the back of your pelvic girdle. Unwinding, of course. And then maybe just draw one knee in as you let the other knee go away. The other knee lifts up this shoulder, and then just change them over. And kind of use your own resistance here, as if you're trying to hold the knees in all the time, and the knees are trying to push away all the time. So there's an awareness of all sorts of energy flowing here. Slowly let those feet come down the ground. Just one more before you get up. Cross the right leg over the left and just allow those legs to fall away to the left-hand side. So my right big toe, touches the floor. Maybe yours does. We don't need to go any deeper than this. Kind of draw the ribs away. Slowly come back up to centre. And cross the legs. Just do the same on the other side. Left leg crosses the right. Allow them to fall to the right. And just be here. Just notice how that feels. Chin to the left shoulder, knees over to the right. You'll probably feel it in this left hip. And then slowly come back to centre. Uncross those legs. Check it out. Hands to the back of your thighs. We're just to do a few little just do little half rolls up and down, just to release through your back, using your core to control the movements. And as you come up, maybe just balancing here in our kind of supported boat pose a little bit, lengthening up, lifting up through the chest, shoulders down, and slowly allow those feet to come to the floor. Fabulous. So we're just going to take a few moments in the seated position. So again, this may be where you use one of your cushions. I'm going to use my picnic mat. just this, if we have a little lift to our hips, it's very often a little bit easier for us to sit upright, whether we choose to be cross-legged or not. Remember, really, it doesn't matter if you're having trouble with your knees or your hips at the moment, then maybe cross-legged isn't the right position for you. So taking a few moments here, sitting up as tall as you can. Again, taking those few moments to go inside. Feeling the breath lifting you up. Try to keep that height as you exhale so that you're kind of drawing the navel in, you're zipping up the front of your body, engaging those core muscles, feeling that even the front of your lumbar spine is being supported here. A few little shoulder rolls maybe, move your head a little bit. Inhale, lifting up the chin. Exhale, draw the chin down. Feel that lovely stretch of the back of your neck. Slowly take your right hand away from you. Inhale, lift up through the left arm. Slowly come back to centre. As you inhale, slide the left hand away and come into your side bend here. Let's do that one more time on both sides. Just go as far as you need to. Try not to collapse. Let that shoulder come forwards. Slowly coming back. If your neck's happy, we can look up to the ceiling. You can kind of spiral your ribs up to the sky. Slowly come back down. Now let's take our left hand onto your right thigh, lifting up through the back hand, doing a little twist here. Exhale, come back to centre, go round to the other side. Inhale, lengthen up. Let that right hand on the left thigh just kind of guide you around. Again, we do that one more time on both sides. The hand goes behind, helps to support you. Think of that alignment from the crown of your head to your tailbone again. One more time on this side. And slowly come back to centre. So just take those hands back behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Maybe let the head come back. If you want, you can lift up your hips away from the floor or the support and slowly bring your body back down. And then gradually we're just going to go forward. So again, just go as far forwards as feels right for you, for your hips, for your back. So there's no extent we have to. Some of you will be able to maybe put your nose on the floor, the chest on the floor, and others will just be able to touch the floor. That's where I was when I first started yoga, just literally touching the floor. So try to let it be a fold at the hips, just coming as far forward as you feel you need to, and being here. Maybe the elbows come to the floor, maybe you could bring your hands to your prayer position. Just take a few breaths. And in your own time, just bring yourself back up. Fabulous. Arms up to the ceiling, interlace your fingers, stretch up. Bring the hands back behind you. Lift up through the collarbone, squeezing the shoulder blades. A few shoulder rolls. Until we feel ready to come up, and let's do a little bit more work. So coming up slowly and gently. Keeping maybe that mat or the pillow, whatever you had to hand, keeping it to hand. So coming onto our hands and our knees. Again, the idea is the wrists are under our shoulders. Make sure that works for you. What I found, which never occurred to me, is with the underlay, I find that it's quite uncomfortable sometimes. My heel of my hand really digs into the carpet, so I'm getting a more intense back bend for my wrist. So just going to check out how it feels. And again, we're going to do our cat-cow, rounding up. We will have moved our spine in every range of motion it has. Flexion, extension, which is what we're doing now. We've done our side bending. And we've done a few little rotations. So just rounding up, drawing the navel in, chin to chest, tailbone tucked under. Let the tailbone kind of begin that journey. It's as if your tailbone is leading you slowly, slowly, and slow it down as much as you can. Really feel that the breath and the body are moving as one. And then just come back to your neutral spine. Maybe bring the toes together and just come back into your child's pose. Remember again, if your hips don't want to touch your heels, maybe put a cushion between them. Maybe support your head, that one potato, two potato. Maybe hands on the floor, whatever feels right for you. And just take 5 breaths here in your child's pose. Breathing into your back, Child's pose is a great stretch for our body. Feel the back expanding. Breathe into the back of your waist. Breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. And as you exhale, just allow your body to melt into the floor, your hands, your arms, your thighs, and then slowly and gently come back up. Okay, so we're not restricted by the shape of our mat today. So if I wanted to, I could bring my hands right over here and bring that left foot forwards and do some little hip openings here. Coming back to the side. I'd have to do the same on the other side, obviously. So imagine I've turned sideways. I'm slowly learning which positions to not get into when I do these. Slowly coming back into your hands and knees position. Tuck your toes under. I know we don't have a mat. Use your core to make sure that we don't collapse in our downward dog. Lengthening up through, slowly coming back, maybe walking those feet out a little bit. Bending one knee, maybe coming the balls of your feet, bringing the shoulders forwards, bending the knees, lifting up through the hips. And then slowly and gently just walk those feet towards your hands. Gently coming down. Again, forward fold, Uttanasana. This is a perfect stretch to the whole back of your body. Feel it all the way down. We can hold on to your elbows, hands on the floor. We can tuck the arms back behind. Whatever works for you. Slowly bring those hands onto your thighs, bend the knees, round up, drop the tailbone right down, support through the lumbar spine, and gradually bring yourself up to standing. Just roll a little bit forwards and backwards on those feet and come into our mountain pose. So palms can come forwards in our mountain pose. We can bring the hands to your heart center. Just again be aware of the alignment of your body from the crown of your head down through the tailbone and from your sitting bones down to your heels. Feel the full points in each of your feet and allow the weight to be distributed evenly. Take in a few breaths here. Notice how you feel. Drop in. Go within. Fabulous. So some very gentle sun salutes. Literally taking our time here, right? We're not going to race through them. They're not going to be super extreme. If you want to make them a little bit stronger yourself, then please do. But starting real quite slow and low today, which is perfect. So come into a position, doesn't matter where we are, there's no mat to have the top or the bottom of. Hands again at your heart center, plug in your thumb tips to your beautiful beating heart. And just take a few moments. Knees are soft, tailbone drops in, zip up the front of your body. On your next inhale, lift the arms up. If you're comfortable doing a back bend, then do. Exhale, fold. So if you can fold at the hips, if it feels better for your back, then bend the knees now and round through the spine. Whatever feels right for you to come down. Fingertips on the floor or your feet. Take your hands onto your thighs, shoulders away, bring your body up. See if you can try to get that hollow, that natural curvature of your lumbar spine. Exhale, fold down. Walk the hands forwards a little bit, walk the feet back. Coming back into your downward dog. Lightly drop down onto your knees. Move the hands out the way to bring your right foot forwards and bring your hands onto your right thigh. And just come forwards a little bit. Just rocking into it. Make sure again if your left knee is giving you a bit of problem. Here's your wonderful cushion coming into play again. Fabulous. Slowly come down. Take that right foot back. Maybe release the cushion and take the left foot forwards. Again, use the cushion under your right leg if you feel you like to. And allow this stretch here in your right hip flexors to be as deep as you need to. This is the first one, so take it gently. Slowly bring the hands down, bring the foot back, coming back into your child's pose. Check out how that feels. Coming back up again, tuck the toes under, coming into your downward facing dog. Again, walking the feet up, taking your time, coming up towards your hands, bring the hands back towards your feet, folding down here, hands on thighs, lift your body so it's 90 degrees from your thigh bones. Exhale, bow down to Mother Earth, bending the knees, maybe hands on thighs, to round yourself up. Take a little breath here. So let's go a little step further this time in our little journey through our Surya Namaskara. Inhale, lift the arms up. Again, back bend at the top if that works for you. Exhale, fold. Rounding if you need to, bending the knees, folding at the hips, coming down. Hands on thighs, nice flat back, draw the chin in, feel the sitting bones going back away from the crown of your head. Exhale, fold down. Step one foot back, step the other foot back, coming back down into your hands and knees position. Okay, let's take the right foot a little bit further forwards maybe this time. So we're going to give a much deeper lunge on that left thigh. Maybe keep the fingertips on the floor, come back into a runner's stretch. And maybe just do that a couple of times, just working from the runner's stretch to the runner's lunge. As you come forwards this time, let's lift up through those arms. If you prefer to keep them on your thigh, it's totally fine. Otherwise, lift up the arms. We can keep our gaze on the floor. We can lift up to the ceiling. If you want to go a bit deeper, open up and lift up through your heart center. Slowly and gently come down again. Maybe bring the hands on the inside of that right foot. Bring it back down. Coming back into our child's pose, just for a breath. As we come forwards, we're going to step out. One way to come down to our pro position, come into plank. Lower the knees, the thighs, the pubic bone, the belly, the chest. Hands under your shoulders. A little baby cobra. Remember to bring the hands up so you're proving to yourself that there's no weight in them. Exhale, slowly soften. Coming right back up if you're comfortable. Coming back onto your knees. Coming into your child's pose. Take a few moments here. You can always go in as far as you need to. Remember, you can widen the knees as well. Is that easier for you to come into your child's pose? And if it is, let that be your child's pose. We can vary our child's pose, modify it however we need to for us. As long as you can relax, breathe into your back and be aware of the position that your body is in. So slowly coming onto our hands and knees again, we're going to move the hands out the way. We're going to bring the left foot forwards. Coming here into, again, our runner's lunge. Coming back into a runner's stretch. We can just rock forwards and backwards here. Again, use that cushion underneath your right knee if you need to. When you come forwards the third time, keep the hands here if you want. Roll the shoulders, lift the chest up. Otherwise, lift the arms up. Check out how that feels. Open up your heart center. Think of the shape of a crescent moon. And slowly and gently bring your hands back down again. Slide that hand back, or the foot back, sorry. And come into your child's pose. Hands come forwards. Tuck your toes under. Coming into your downward dog. Maybe this time just take a big step forwards. Folding down again, hands on the feet or on the floor, hands on thighs to just lift up, stretching through the spine. Exhale, bowing down to Mother Earth again. Hands on thighs this time, bend the knees to round yourself up, coming back up to center. So again, coming into our Tadasana, again, roll the shoulders, hands can face forwards or you can bring them down facing your thighs. Hands at your heart center, plugging your thumbs into your beautiful heart. See if you can feel the beating of it with the tips of your thumbs. Let's take a few breaths here. Checking in. How are you? Draw together your mind. Notice the thoughts. Trying to get too involved in each individual one. Just notice the flow of them, just like the flow of the ocean. And feel the beating heart, your beautiful heart. So we could go through another round. Maybe do it just a little bit, not quicker, but a bit more connected with our breath maybe. Very often the first time we do something, we're very connected to what we're doing, which leg we're doing, how far in front it should be, that we forget about the breath. So we need to combine it with our breath now. So let's do one more round. So whenever you're ready, I'm going to come backwards here so I can walk my hands forwards this time. So hands at my heart centre, shoulders down, draw the navel in, zip up the front of your body. We're engaging our bandhas, remember. Inhale whenever you're ready, open up through the heart. Exhale, fold. Let's bow down to Mother Earth again. Bringing your hands to your thighs. I open my heart. And exhale, bow down again. This time, walk your hands forwards, walk your feet back, wherever you are. Coming back into your downward facing dog. This time, let's slowly just draw the left knee down. Notice my right foot still back here, and bring it forwards. Coming up into the beginnings of the crescent moon, lifting up through those arms. We could add a twist here, bring the palms together, bring that left elbow to the outside. We can look down at the floor. Bring the palms flat together if you can. If your wrists are giving you grief, make a ball of one fist, cover it with the other. Looking up at the right elbow, if you're able to, just get that deep twist going. Slowly bring the hands down, step the right foot back. Another way to come into your prone position, bend the elbows, allow the chin and the chest to come to the floor, slide the feet back. Hands under the shoulders, again, little baby cobra. If you're comfortable coming up a bit higher, then do. Slowly lowering down, toes tucked under, coming back up, bending down, the knees coming into your child's pose. As you inhale this time, move the hands out of the way, bring the left foot forwards. Exhale, coming into your crescent moon. Inhale, slightly come out of it. Exhale, go in a little bit. Inhale, lift up through those arms. Hold your crescent moon here. And then bring the hands together again. Let's twist the other side. Right elbow outside of your left knee. Again, making a straight line from one elbow to the other. Looking up at that left elbow maybe. Or look down to the floor if you're not feeling particularly stable. Slowly and gently bring the hands down. Step that left foot forwards. Coming back into your child's pose. And just take a few breaths here. Again, remember that 1 potato, 2 potato to support your head. A few deep breaths, notice how you feel. Breathing into your back. Maybe feel the energy in your back, your shoulders. Just notice. And then we're slowly going to come down to the floor onto our backs. We're going to begin to use some of that equipment that we had earlier as well. So I'm going to use my picnic blanket. You can use a couple of cushions rolled up if you want. I'm going to put it underneath my hips in a moment. So I'm going to come back onto the floor. Just take a few moments here. Moving the head around, just checking how I feel. I may want to feel that I want to bring my knees into my chest. I want to check out how the hips feel. Maybe take the right ankle onto the left knee and just open up here. I'm not pushing on my knee. I'm just kind of allowing it to swing a little bit out to the side and back. Do the same on the other side. It doesn't have to be particularly strong, just to feel the opening and the releasing in the hips. Slowly come back. Just lift up into a little bridge pose and just roll whatever you've decided to use here underneath your sacrum. So the back feels nice and wide. There's a little lift here, very gentle incline to my body, not much at all. It just feels nice. Move the head a little bit from side to side. Again, taking the shoulders away from the ears, dropping them down your back, but without narrowing through the whole of your upper back. Just notice how that feels. Walk your feet a bit closer towards whatever you're using, whether it's a rolled up towel or blanket. Lift up and maybe slide that into the lumbar spine. So now you can probably see that my tailbone's kind of dropping down. Again, make sure this isn't super high. If it was a bit higher, I probably wouldn't do this particular one, but almost allow the tailbone to come down to the ground. Maybe extend those legs out. And feel the lovely stretch from the diaphragm right the way through all of the abdominal area. I can almost feel those psoas muscles have a little tug as I'm lengthening through the front of my lumbar spine as well. Arms can come right out the side if you've got the room. If not, keep them down or bend the elbows. And try to soften these lower ribs if you can. So if you can kind of draw them in. Slowly and gently walk those heels back towards your bottom, lift up through the hips. Suggestion, slide whatever you've been using out, gently roll back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Again, broaden through the spine. At the same time, you keep the shoulders drawn down. Draw the chin in, be aware of that stretch in the back of your neck. One hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. And just take a handful of breaths here. Again, notice your thoughts, but try not to get attached to them. We're invited to be an observer. And observe your body as well as your mind. How does it feel? And then my invitation now is for you to find whatever position works for you for your Shavasana, your corpse pose. Remember, it's the relaxation at the end of every session. It may be that you're here already. You may want to bring those soles of your feet together, coming into your cobbler pose. You may want to have the knees together, feet wide. You may want to extend the legs out, whatever works for you. You may want to bring that bolster and have it in the length of your spine. And just kind of let the head fall off it. See how that feels. That would just help to open up through the chest. Always know this is your practice. If you need more, then maybe wrap the towel around that picnic blanket. So you're getting a deeper opening. And just find the position that works for you. This is all about you, guys, not about me. All about you. So find that position that works for you. Closing your eyes. Staying lying down, and just take a few moments here. The invitation is for you to stay here as long as you feel is necessary. These days we're talking a lot about unnecessary journeys. This is a very necessary journey that we're on, a necessary journey to go within, to check in with ourselves, to fall back in love with ourselves. So stay here as long as you feel that you need to. As always, I thank you. Thank you for inviting me into your home, into your hearts, into your practice again. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Bye.